BBC News, I'm Martine Croxall. The headlines at 4. The government sets out details to close the gap between rich and poor areas by levelling up the country. Labour says the plan falls short of what the country needs.
The gap between much of the South East and the rest of the country, in productivity, in health outcomes, in wages, in school results and in job opportunities, must be closed.
Seriously, is this it? The sum total of our ambition for our coastal and industrial towns, our villages and our great cities is a history lesson on the rise of the Roman Empire.
More pressure on Boris Johnson as 2 more Tory MPs submit letters of no confidence in his leadership. As Russia holds joint military drills with Belarusian troops near the border with Ukraine, the US says it's deploying 3,000 troops to fortify NATO forces in Eastern Europe. Justice for 26-year-old Bethany Vincent and 9-year-old Darren Henson after the man who stabbed them to death is sentenced to a minimum 40-year term. The BBC has been told that households could see cuts in energy bills of about £200 under government plans to ease the impact of soaring prices. Medical regulators are consulting on proposals to make one form of hormone replacement therapy available without a prescription. And schools not out in Wales with a trial to lengthen the school day by 5 hours a week. Good afternoon, welcome to BBC News. The government has announced its plans to close the gap between rich and poor areas of the country as part of its so-called levelling up agenda. The policy, which the Prime Minister has described as a defining mission, will take until 2030 to deliver and aims to tackle regional inequalities and help overlooked communities. There are 12 missions or targets, which include increasing regional devolution with plans to create more mayors with London-style powers, improving public transport to bring it up to London standards, refocusing education spending on the most disadvantaged areas, and providing access to 5G broadband to most households. And there will be increased public investment in research and development away from the South East. But there is no new money attached, and Labour says there's little fresh thinking. Well, the Minister in charge of levelling up, Michael Gove, has been setting out some of the plans outlined in the White Paper to the House of Commons this afternoon. He told MPs the policy paper proposed a strategy to make the country more equal and shift wealth and power decisively towards working people.